Pizza delivery drivers of Reddit. What was the most fucked up place you've ever stopped at? I once delivered to a guy living under his porch, if that counts. I drove up to the house. It's pitch black, no lights on. I look at the ticket and it says, use back door. I go up the steps and no lights on, nothing. Then I hear a voice from below me say, hey, down here. I look under the porch and there's a small door leading into what looked like a makeshift apartment. I had to actually crouch to get to it. Gave the guy the pizza and bounced the fuck out of there. I worked as a delivery driver for a small Italian restaurant slash pizzeria during my first semester of college. This one time I delivered pizza to a swingers party. It wasn't like on the set of a porno or anything. He straight up told me when I was like having a party because he ordered 12 pizzas. He answered that this was his first swingers party and he just wanted to be sure everyone was having a good time. This is actually awesome. Someone ordered pizzas to a funeral. There were a ton of people there, all somber and dressed in black, while I rolled up in my bright red greasy t-shirt. Lol. Definitely one of the most awkward experiences I've had. Grandma always loved Domino's. I didn't end up delivering the pizza, but the address was an abandoned house. It was around dusk and the house was so obviously inhabited. I could see trees growing through the windows and the backside of the house was crumbling so badly I could see to the backyard, from the street. The instructions were to come around back. I double checked the address after locking my doors, called the customer a couple times, called the store and told them what was up and why I wasn't delivering the pizza, and added out. I mean seriously, who would have been dumb enough to go to the back of that house? I don't know if this counts as fucked up, but it always makes me laugh when I think about it. I deliver pizza to a house where an older guy walks out in a robe sorta mumbling. I hand him the food, he hands me a 20. I tell him it's 24. He mumbles okay and waddles back into the house. Comes back and hands me another 20. I go to my pocket to get change and he slams the door on me. I also once delivered to an older woman who tells me to come in the side door. The food is about 34 and she hands me what I think is 40 and is really sweet, asking me how I'm doing and all that. I get back into my car and realize it's actually 60 and two of the 20s were sorta stuck together. I go back into her house to let her know and she says, oh, I know, it's for gas and whatever else you might need. I always remember that lady because it was just such a random nice thing to do and really made my day. I was delivering chicken, KFC, not pizza, but my worst stop was pathetic, really. I knocked on the door, I hear a kid yell, I got it. He opens the door and runs up the stairs yelling to his friends, the chicken asshole's here, the chicken asshole's here. After which a crowd of about 8 preteens at the top of the stairs start throwing change down the stairs at me to pay for the delivery. I asked if they could hand me the money. They laughed and just threw the quarters slash dimes slash etc. harder. So I picked up the bag of food, winged it up the stairs at them. It hit the wall and I split. Told the boss what happened and if they call to complain I won't listen or apologize. I'll just quit if he brings it up. I found out later he did get a call and told them to get stuffed. Good boss. Edit. Apparently this needs to be said at the beginning. I'm a girl. I was a delivery driver and was working a morning shift. Around 10:30 am, I got a delivery to an apartment. Everything seems legit since it's daytime and there are lots of people close by. I knocked on the door and after 30 seconds or so, the door opened a few inches. And the guy was behind the door so I only saw his face. Still didn't think it was weird because people do that when they're trying to restrain a dog. He asked me to put the pizza in the stuff behind him, and he moved back so I could see it was right behind him. I hesitated a second and decided not to do it. Told him I can't enter rooms, but I don't mind waiting until he's ready to take the pizza. He asked again, said, it's right there. So I gave the same answer, really apologetic. But something wasn't feeling right. I realized later it was how quiet it was. Didn't sound like there was an excited dog back there. So he opened the door wide open and was completely naked. And this guy was at least 60 years old and like 6 feet tall. I tried to hand him the pizza and gave him the total, averting my eyes the whole time. He wouldn't give me the money. He kept asking me to repeat the total and moved into my line of vision. I just took a step back and looked straight up. Eventually, he gave me $25 and I get the fuck out. Told everyone at the store. And for an $8 tip and a chance to deck the guy, all the boys that work there hoped he would order again. The next day he did. When the driver got back, he said he had to wait at least 2 minutes, and when the guy answered, he was only wearing sweatpants. So he was sure he would do it again to a girl driver. So the guy got blacklisted. I delivered to a drug house a few times. It was always obvious that these guys were selling/using. But it never bothered me as they usually tipped well. This one time I got there, rang the bell and a baggie of, I'm guessing coke or heroin, I have no idea, slipped under the door. Not sure what to do, I decided to kick it back under the door and leave. Not super fucked up, but I think about it a lot. I delivered subs, but one of our regular clients was an old lady in the nursing home, who thought it was 1940s or something. She was super nice, but nobody would deliver to her because she would only tip like 25 cents, because again, she was living way in the past. But I loved to sit and talk with her, so I always volunteered to do it. The nurses would pay the tip if they saw me, but usually I only got a quarter. Her delusional state was heartbreaking. She was for the most part lucid, aside from not realizing what year it was. She would give me hair/makeup tips, loved to talk about men, and always told me stories about her husband, but seemed unsure of where he was, because she never mentioning dying or if he visits. GPS led me to my city's hospital. After getting directions from a lot of employees, I finally found a room. I'll admit now, I really should have paid more attention to the signs, but was in rush and didn't bother. Luckily there was a nurse already in this lady's room. I was just going to walk in and drop food off when the nurse starts shaking her hands and rushed to me. No, 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 you can't come in here. This is isolation. Oh, I'm sorry, she ordered a delivery. She went back in the room and asked the lady if she ordered delivery, and I heard the lady say yes. I overheard the nurse tell her, you should have told me. Nurse comes back to me to grab the food and told me if I had walked in the room, I was not be let back out, or something along those lines. Threw me for a loop. I will pay more attention now, I promise. So while I was in undergrad, I worked as a pizza delivery driver. I had a delivery to a dodgy part of town, with a delicious pie. When I got within a couple miles of the residence, a local sheriff's deputy got in front of me. We made all the same turns. Then as we got closer, another got in front of him, and one behind me. I start freaking out a bit as I'd been smoking some weed, but carry on. Finally, we'd all get to the same residence, which is totally surrounded by police in riot gear, guns drawn, all that shit. I get out with my pizza and discover the house I'm supposed to deliver to is the one with SWAT out in front. One of the officers waves me off and says, he's not gonna need that today. And they proceeded to breach the door, to which I returned to the car with a free pizza and get the hell out of there. They were added to our do not deliver list, but I don't think we ever heard from them again. Funniest job I ever had, but man, the shit I saw and went through. The most fucked up delivery had to be when a woman answered with her huge beautiful Siamese cat. I love that breed, so I ask if I could pet him. She says yes. I bend down. The cat purrs, rubs against me, all the usual signs of liking it. So I stand up to finish giving this lady her pizza. The cat lunges and bites me above my right eye and wraps all four limbs around my head. Panic, freeze. What the fuck do I do? What the fuck is going on? Why isn't this lady helping me? I grab this demon cat from hell by the front legs and just rip him the fuck off of me. As I do, my contact lenses pops off. All I can think is that it's eye skin coming off of my eyeball. I threw that fucker down and just freaked out at the amount of blood that starts pouring out of my gash. The woman brings me into her house and puts a towel on. I tell her she has to take me to the emergency room or call 911, as I can't see to drive myself. After all, it was her cat who attacked me. She drives me to a minor ER place. I get stitches and a tetanus shot. She foots the bill, never see her again. Boss was unhappy that I missed the rest of the night, or had another order or in my car. Fuck that cat.